there, folks. My name is Lucas Martin. I'm our business development manager here at ARC Advisory Group. Our analysts make it a priority to monitor the key technology changes, vertical industries, and any regional trends impacting the global business environment as a whole. This is a new market update segment where I'll pick the minds of our industry experts here at ARC Advisory Group. We'll chat about the scope of the market, the supplier landscape, key growth and success factors, and any key trends they may have discovered through their research. Now, let's not waste any more of your time and hop right into the interview. Today, I'm joined by Larry O'Brien, a senior analyst here at ARC Advisory Group. Larry recently conducted a 2023 global market analysis report on building automation systems. Larry, thanks so much for the time today. Can you touch on the scope of this market analysis report?
Yeah, sure, Luke. Thanks for having me. So the scope of the building automation system study is essentially the building automation systems business. So we're including hardware, software, and services that are directly related to the installation and the operations or maintenance of building automation systems, both in the built environment like commercial office buildings and also industrial applications, airports, and all types of facilities and installations.
Absolutely. Can you touch on the supplier landscape for this market?
Well, in no particular order, we have a lot of what you would consider to be the major traditional building automation suppliers, so companies like Johnson Controls and Carrier and Trane and so forth. We also have a lot of companies with strength in the industrial sector, so we cover companies like Siemens and Schneider and Honeywell, as well as other smaller, more independent companies.
Thanks for that answer, Larry. While you were doing the research, can you maybe touch on a key growth or success factor that you may have uncovered?
Yeah, I can actually. The number one growth factor in building automation right now is sustainability. It's the push to meet sustainability related targets. It's the push to become more energy efficient. It's a push to do mass electrification of assets that were formerly powered by hydrocarbon based sources. So really, when you look at all the major growth factors in BAS right now, they're all somehow tied to sustainability. Which is interesting because, if you look at the news right now, people are talking about a possible recession driven by a collapse in the commercial real estate market. We had COVID a couple of years ago, which obviously resulted in a lot of empty office space. I think one of the things that we're finding right now is that most of the major owner operators in the built environment are striving for some kind of net zero program, right? Where they're increasingly relying on sustainable sources of power. They're electrifying assets. They're embarking on really substantial energy efficiency campaigns. And a lot of this is in an effort to draw people back into the office and into the working environment, traditional working environments. It's difficult, I think, for a lot of developers to attract people back into buildings, unless they can offer them some kind of a superior value proposition in terms of, an energy efficient building, a comfortable building, a healthy building. In the wake of COVID, we also see a big focus on building health and resilience. So people want their workers to be, in a healthy environment. So again, back to sustainability, all the major growth factors are pointing there right now. And the market is growing very substantially. It's growing well into the double digits right now.
Well, thanks for the comprehensive answer there, Larry. I didn't see sustainability as being nearly as big of a key growth or success factor there. Let me flip that question for you. Did you uncover maybe a growth inhibiting factor too that you could mention?
Well, yeah, I mean, there is, like I said, we have a market right now where commercial real estate isn't doing so great, right? Which is a bit of a paradox. I mean, this is one of the first markets I've encountered where, a lot of the underlying conditions in terms of capital spending and so forth may not be so great, but here's this market for, building automation systems and controls and software, which is really growing at a healthy rate. And I think it's partly because, we have so many older systems installed out there. If you look at North America, for example, most of the building automation controls that we have installed are quite old. It's very similar to the situation we have in many manufacturing and process plants today, where you have systems that are typically meant to last 25 or 30 years, but now they don't have the capability to support a lot of the technologies that are necessary to drive this change, right, and meet a lot of these sustainability targets. So what we're really seeing is a whole new generation of building automation systems that I like to call meta systems, or a system of systems, right? So these are systems that take advantage of the IoT suite of technologies, like edge computing and cloud computing. They basically sit on top of the existing installed base of various siloed, building automation systems, right? Be it a traditional HVAC control, energy management, or access control, or fire and safety control. And they had the ability to sort of consolidate all this data from all these different silos of functionality and put it into a common environment, where you can have a single pane of glass for doing things like engineering and human interface and reporting requirements and things like that. So this is making it a lot easier too, for these end users and owner operators to actually deploy and use these systems, as a way to achieve these many sustainability related targets that they have.
Certainly. Kind of going along with one of the last things you mentioned there, what strategies would you recommend to buyers of systems like this?
So to potential buyers, I would say, don't look at your building automation systems in the same traditional way as you've looked at them before. If you're going to replace your building automation system, don't replace it with the same functionality that you have now. The systems that are available today are very different. The technology is evolving very rapidly. But basically what we have today is a whole new class of systems compared to what we had, even 5 years ago. So that means that your supplier selection process is going to require a lot more careful consideration. You're going to have to take into account a lot more criteria that relate to things like cloud and edge computing. And, as I said, that sort of IoT suite of technologies that's out there today, and, find out what the vendors, can offer you. And also, we obviously recommend having some kind of, business value proposition in mind, right? Any technology that you employ in your built environment should ultimately provide you with some kind of a business value. And that's really what's behind a lot of these sustainability related initiatives as well. It's all about becoming more efficient, using less energy, becoming more profitable, as well as the other things that go hand in hand with sustainability.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
Well, thanks again for the comprehensive answer there, Larry. Is there any other key trends or points you'd like to share with the audience you might have uncovered during your research?
there's a lot. I could probably go on all day, but I think we probably covered the main ones here. I would suggest going to our website, or, check out our resources online if you want to find out more.
Absolutely. Well, thanks again for the time, Larry. This was very informative, but again, just scratches the detail or the surface of the detail included in a report like this. We'll have links to our website in the study press release below. You can fill out the contact form right in there. And we'd love to have more in-depth conversation about how a market analysis report like this can help you and your company. Thanks again for the time, Larry. Thanks again to the audience, and you guys have a great rest of your day.
Thank you.